Hey, I'm Shauna, and this is Good News Only, the show where we celebrate the stories that uplift, inspire, and bring us all together every weekday at 10:30 a.m. We are recapping the good news only, the feel-good headlines, the community, and the local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email to news25@week.com. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. Be sure to remember that you can also follow us on Facebook too at 25 News Good News Only. So today's show, as always, is packed with good news. But if you joined us at 10:30 a.m., then you know we have two special guests. So today we are shining a spotlight on a powerful new incentive designed to uplift, inspire, and empower the next generation of young women leadership right here in Central Illinois. So our Inc. has launched Our Girls. It's a 6-week program. It's a mentorship and leadership program, to be exact. It was created specifically for young women of color in 4th through 8th grade. So joining us today to discuss this is Miss Joy and Taylor, just to talk about the vision behind the program and the importance of representation and mentorship, and how creative expression can help shape strong future leaders. So I'd like to welcome Miss Joy and Taylor both
Thank
to
you.
the show today. So can you tell us a little bit about what Our Inc. does to begin with?
Absolutely. So our Inc. actually stands for Artists Re-envisioning Tomorrow.
Okay.
And Nikki Romaine and Jonathan Romaine, who are both founders and my bosses, they founded our Inc. to not only inspire and empower the community, but to also give a safe space for the youth. So we actually started as an after-school program, and now we have grown into a community-based program.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So can you tell me a bit about why empower our girls? Like, what was the vision behind that? What made you guys?
It is actually Nikki Romaine's brainchild, is what I would call it. So she started it, I want to say 2019 or 2020.
Okay.
It was one of the first workshops created at our Inc. And then we
Okay.
had COVID, so she did it virtual. And then after we came back, I took it over.
Okay.
And so what it is and what inspired, I would say, her and why I love it so much is it gives the next generation not only a safe space, but the workshops create leaders. It helps them understand their self through self-expression, through the arts. And it also gives them experiences that they might not actually get in their community on a regular basis by having speakers from the community, such as Mayor Rita Ali, some of the council people such as Bernice Gordon Young, come in and talk to the young ladies not only about what inspired them to become who they are, but how did they get there with trials and tribulations? How did they get through the day-to-day issues that may come up in the world without giving up to get to where they are now? Because let's face it, we as women have so much to overcome in our day-to-day lives that sometimes we don't get what we need poured into us. And so with this program, we're able to pour into the young ladies, but at the same time mentor them, give them life skills through the arts, education, and culture.
Okay, I love that. But we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll come back
Absolutely.
and dive a little deeper into that. More good news only after the break.
Okay, that was pretty easy.
from break. Welcome back to more Good News Only. So we are still here with Miss Joy and Miss Taylor from our Inc. And we are talking about the EmpowHer program. I keep saying EmpowHer program because of the way it's spelled.
And that's how it
I'm
is,
so
though.
sorry.
It is
Oh, okay.
Empower Her.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. I'm like, am I misspeaking? So we were talking before the break just about all of what this program is going to include in terms of leadership. Why do you think that it's important to take a holistic approach to leadership and mentorship as opposed to just focusing in one area?
Well, I would say so that they can see all the different opportunities available to them. And then also with this program, it's not just a workshop. And so when you take a holistic approach, especially with the youth today, it's about the experience. It's about letting them actually see these things, see the different people in their different hats or in the community that are serving the community so that they can dream bigger and see the opportunities available. A lot of times in the community that we're in, there is a focus on certain jobs or careers or certain routes that you should take, certain pathways. And I think that life just has so many more things to offer our youth, people, period. And so the more that they're able to see that and get people to pour into them what those experiences are like versus hey, this is the job that's available, or this is the career, or this is where you should be going. Well, why? And so that's the big question of a lot of our youth today. Why should I do this? Or why does this work? Or why is this the best career for me? So it's like answering that through the experience of not just a workshop, but a holistic approach to the youth.
So you mentioned why, and I'm just wondering, is there anything in either of your journeys that has really inspired you to stick with this program, really calls you to this particular program with young women in the community?
Absolutely. To speak for myself, I would say I did not have these things growing up. And my trajectory has changed because not only programs like this, but what I'm able to do with youth has changed me as an adult also. And so I would say growing up, I knew I needed these well, I wouldn't say I knew I needed it. I probably did know I needed it. And so being able to have this for the youth now is awesome. But my purpose is to be that voice and be that person I didn't have. I had a kid at a very young age. Life was hard for me. I had lots of the wrong, I won't say people, but lots of the wrong experiences. And so now it is not only my job, but it is my purpose to give the youth better experiences and to lead them better. I didn't have, growing up, a lot of leaders in our community that pushed for me to be the best version of myself. And so I would say I became what I thought I needed. So I would say definitely it's part of where I came from and now where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
I enjoy watching the girls engage with each other, form new friendships. They really like the speakers that come. We do cooking, other activities, and a lot of take them places that they might not get to experience otherwise, you know. So just watching them be hopeful and happy about it is enough for me.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned two things that I wanted to ask about, but I'll start with the first one. What about your speakers? Like, what kind of speakers? I know you mentioned some of our city officials earlier, but what kind of speakers do you typically have come? And
Well,
talk to
because
girls?
the program is geared to BIPOC young females from 4th grade up to 12th grade, and we do 2 different cohorts, we really try to focus on speakers that look like them.
Okay.
And so a lot of times in the Black and brown community, there are not a lot of, I won't say leaders, but people in certain positions that the youth even know that they can get there. So it's like, oh, I see these type of people, or I see these type of people in their construction, and I see these type of people in their doctors. But now I see my faces that are doctors too, and that lets me know that, look, I can be a Black woman and be a doctor also. And so a lot of it is representation. And so to see that representation from these leaders within the community, service providers, doctors, nurses, women that are leaders at Caterpillar in different spaces that usually, and once upon a time, we weren't even allowed to be in.
Yeah.
And so it's been a man's world for quite a while. And so with that being said, to have these women come in, such as Mayor Rita Ali, and say, look, I was the mayor. And then once upon a time, I was not the mayor. And these are the steps that I took to get there.
Yeah.
And this is how I stayed strong to do that.
Have you seen, if at all, I'm not saying you haven't, but just have you seen the light bulb turn on from those experiences, from that exposure to that kind of representation in the girls and the young men? Because you have a program for young men too, right?
Yes, we just started another program called Save Our Sons, and that is also for the youth, and it is open. It starts on May 30th also.
Okay, yeah. So how have you seen just like those representation in those speakers?
I would say
turn those
with
lights
our
on?
Inc. as a whole, it is a blessing that I'm able to see lights turn on all the time. And so this is one of our many programs that we have at our Inc. And with these programs, you may not see the youth right then and there when you're planting the seed, but then 3 months down the line or the next EmpowHer girls, they're like, hey, Miss Joy, can we do this? Or I really like talking to this speaker. Can she come back?
Yeah.
And so to see those things or to see them express their dreams and their wants and their goals because a speaker has sat down with them and poured into them. And then these are mentors that they have for a lifetime.
Wow.
Because once you make that connection, it's all about networking and teaching them that one concept that by networking and meeting these ladies and talking to them about your goals and different things like that. And the same thing with the boys. By meeting gentlemen that inspire you, when you are looking for a job, those are your references. When you are going to college, those are your references. Those are people that you're able to call and be like, hey, I was thinking about going to this HBCU, or I was thinking about going to trade school. What are your thoughts? And they're like, hey, that's the step I took at first. Or maybe it's not the step they took, but I can give you guidance or I can give you a referral letter. And so I think it's very important in our community to have adults that are great mentors and leaders, not only within the community that they serve, but directly to the youth, that actually help them and guide them through those next steps of life.
I love that you mentioned networking because I don't feel like there are a lot of programs that give a lot of exposure to how to network to, especially to young people, but to young people of color. A lot of us tend to be kind of standoffish in the back and don't want to be imposing, especially women. So I really love that is an element. Is that an element in the Young Men's program as well? Can you tell us a little bit about the Young Men's program?
Yes, so the Young Men's program, we are just now starting that up. It's called Save Our Sons, and all these programs are under Project Enlightenment. They are for 4th through 12th grade, and I know this is good news.
Yeah.
However, these programs also help with the high-risk issues that happen with our youth, especially because it's about to be summertime.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're able to dangle that carrot of the arts and education, and at the end, they're able to take a trip. Well, this year, I'm taking them to Great America because it's our 4th through 8th grade group.
That was my second question.
Yep.
Yes.
So the big trip at the end is Great America, and so we're able to give them this safe space. They're able to be there, but we're able to talk to them about things like triggers and how to avoid those things. And they're able to have mentors just as the girls. It is a duplicate of what we already do for the girls that has worked for the last 4 years. I would say a good percentage of my EmpowHer girls now either work at our Inc. or they are off in college somewhere.
Wow.
And so those are numbers that you can't beat. And so it was just like, well, why don't we do the same thing for the young men?
And I'd love to hear that.
And so with we also have a program called Solve, which is our gun violence and intervention program. And unfortunately, some of those youth start at 11 years old.
Wow.
So I was thinking, along with Ms. Romaine and Ms. Nikki, how do we work more on the prevention side of this so that they never do pick that gun up or pick that violent choice up, right? And so by able to bring them in through programs like Save Our Sons, having fun and engaging, but showing them that there is a different way. And then, like I said about the girls, they have the mentors and the leaders come in and talk to them. So at 11 o'clock at night, when they're having these bad thoughts or they might be in a bad group or peer pressure, they're able to call this person and be like, hey, you were talking to me about such and such, and I'm thinking that I might stray this way.
Yeah.
And so a lot of our youth are on the fence. You know, they don't know which way to go. And to have more guidance and more workshops and more engagement. And sometimes it's just that one conversation, like you said in the beginning, that has that light bulb effect. And it changes their whole life forever.
Yeah. So when we come back from break, I would like to talk about how parents and people in the community, aunties, uncles, can sign their young people up for the program. Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with more Good News Only after the break. Okay. All right, and we are almost.
I want to be careful.
Okay.
Probably about 5 feet right now.
I bought the cushion.
Look at that. Look at that.
Because it was not in the shot right, probably.
Right. Because he didn't like the shot.
Did you meet her?
Yeah.
I went to go get Taylor a chair, and when I came back, I said, "You already sit down? Where you find a seat?" I said, "I am so," and she was standing up. I said, "I'm so sorry. This happens to me all the time."
I'm actually taller standing up than I am, or I mean sitting down than I am standing up.
I did because you were in a meeting, and I had nobody to help me go get a black one. My show's back on. Gotta go. Thanks. Okay, you ready?
Sometimes I've tried to figure out who is in charge, because it is not me, obviously.
Welcome back to More Good News Only. We are still here with Miss Joy and Taylor. So I wanted to know how, because we talked all about both the girls and boys program and how they are very similar in what they offer to our youth, and then they're both going to conclude with that trip to Great. I think that's an awesome trip.
Absolutely.
I cannot imagine. I mean, I would like to go there. But how can parents sign their kids up
Absolutely.
for this program?
So you can go to www.ourencpeoria.org, and you can find all of our programming there. We do have summer camp starting June 1st. These two, Save Our Sons and Empower Our Girls, start May 30th.
Okay.
And with those two programs, it's 4th through 8th grade for both. And they can go to the same ourencpeoria.org to sign up for that also.
both,
For
okay.
any of our programs, you can always visit our website.
Okay, and am I correct? What is there a charge for it? I'll just ask that way.
So there is a charge, but everything is scholarshiped.
Okay.
So we have grants and great funders such as the Women's Fund of CFCI. We have Community Needs from CFCI, Aim High, New York Life Foundation,
Okay.
and then the Teen Reach program. all help pay for these programs.
Okay, so there's no need to shy away because you think you can't afford the cost. Just at least go and fill out the paperwork to register and see what happens.
Yes.
It's important. It's worth a try. So that's awesome. We'll have all of this information on our Facebook page and on the website for you to be able to register your kids. But this is one that I would say is definitely one you wouldn't want to miss over the summer. Well, I thank you so much, Joy.
Well, thank
and
you for
Taylor.
inviting us.
Yes,
Thank
please come back anytime you
We
have
absolutely
something
will.
like this happening. If I don't catch it in the press release, first let me know. Send me an email. You have my email. We would love to have your good news right here on the show. If you have something you just want to announce, our
Absolutely.
people wanna
Coming
hear it.
up, we have Healing Illinois too, so make sure you
Healing
check us out June
Illinois.
6th.
Okay, yes, you'll have to do that June 6th. So I'll bring you more information about Healing Illinois as we get closer to that date as well. In the meantime, that's a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at WEEK.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. Don't forget to check out all of the evening newscasts and meet me right back here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. for more Good News Only. I'm Lashana Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful day.